64 teams down to 16 remaining in just 3 days of action. Now that we've reached the regionals of the 2022 D1 Women's Volleyball Tournament, I re-ranked the top 16 teams in the nation. Let's start at the top, where Texas remains untouched. The Longhorns were dominant in the first 2 rounds, swept a good Georgia team that upset Towson on the first day. I am keeping Louisville in my number 2 spot. They were my number 2 team heading into the tournament, and now they have a big dominant sweep over Purdue. We're talking a good team out of the Big Ten. No problem for the Cards. If you watched them play, they're playing at a really high level of volleyball right now. I have them just 1 spot above Wisconsin. The Badgers got through the first 2 rounds with ease, but over slightly easier opponents. Next, I have Minnesota riding momentum through the tournament, just really playing their best volleyball right now. 2 easy sweeps, including a win over a pretty good UNI team in the second round. OSU takes a big jump in this re-rank all the way back up to number 5 based on their postseason play. Are the Buckeyes back? They certainly are looking like it. As the number 3 seed, they swept Southern California with ease when I thought that might be a tough matchup. So OSU gets a big boost ahead of the rematch with Minnesota in the regionals. Stanford's at number 6, below those 2 teams because they dropped a set to Pepperdine in the first round, but Kendall Kipp in the second just dominated LSU. 24 kills on 667 hitting in just 3 sets of action. Cami Minor dished out 45 assists. They looked pretty unstoppable. Next, I have Pittsburgh. Courtney Bazzario was big time as well in the big sweep over BYU. They didn't struggle one bit. They were able to limit BYU's weapons with good defensive play. I have them above Nebraska, who struggled a bit against Kansas. They took the first 2 sets easily before dropping the third 25-19. Then in the fourth, there were 13 ties and 8 lead changes before Becca Alec finally notched 2 in a row to win it. But a battle for the Huskers and a good win. San Diego is at 9 after 2 4-set wins to open the tournament. The teams above them have just impressed me a little bit more so far, so I have them right there. Marquette, though, I have moved up to number 10 after the big sweep over Georgia Tech. The Jackets are a really good team. They figured it out, not only how to beat them, but they swept them. Oregon is right below them at number 11 after a 4-set win over Arkansas. They dropped a set, but Brooke Nuneviller and Mimi Collier prevailed. I'm so excited for Nebraska versus Oregon in the regional. Next, I have Florida and Kentucky, the 2 SEC teams remaining in the tournament. Florida put up a strong defensive outing in their win over Iowa State, and both UF and Kentucky have swept through the first and second round. I think both have the potential to upset in the regionals. Florida will have a matchup against Pitt, and Kentucky has San Diego. Penn State is at number 14. They eliminated UCF in 4 sets after dropping the opening frame. And then finally, Baylor and Houston. The Bears were in a close one with Rice, just barely made it out in 5. And Houston had not 1, but 2 5-set victories in the first and second round. Auburn was up 2-1 over the Cougars before they forced a 5th and got the job done. So they're my 16th team right now, just based on those results and who they've played in the tournament so far. So those are my top 16 teams re-ranked before regional play. Let me know what you think.